Guys, we are back in Raid Shadow Legends. I'm on my main account. I have to say this now for the next 3 months because we are doing a free-to-play challenge on right now on hellhades.com. On HH Gaming, we have a challenge going on. That is why I have been able to upload a video for the last few days. I've been hard at work trying to make sure all of the systems are ready for the community to take part. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to put a little image up here of the free-to-play event that is going on, and I'll put a link in the pinned comment. You can go sign up if you want. It doesn't matter if you're beyond the date. You can sign up whenever you want. Join in. It's a 3-month competition for the free-to-play tournament. But that being said, that is not the topic of this video. In this video, we are going to be summoning some sacred shards, and I do want to make a very, very big call out straight away to anyone who is going for these relics. We have this new relic that has been added for the Alice in Wonderland event. I haven't done a patch notes video. I said I was going to do one for the last update. I will probably do like a mega bonus 10 and 10.1 patch notes video. It might be an hour long once I get past this week and all the free-to-play stuff that is going on, going through all the different issues around relic drop rates and all the different systems, like a big compendium. But what I really want to call out right now, we've got 2 new relics for the Alice event. The only way you can get these relics is with the Alice event materials. This is only going to be available from event and tournament rewards. Now this hat is reserve one. I'm not so fussed about. Wearer receives 5% less damage, and they also inflict 5% more against max HP. It's okay. The cool thing with these relics you always want to think about is what gemstones work. When you look at the actual sort of Chimera group, Stormcaller is the one you will always use for damage. Not necessarily because the effect is super good, okay, the stats are great, but because the actual gemstone configurations conform to gemstones that give you boss additional damage, that give you damage after kills, right? It's going to give you the damage focus. So whenever you're looking at the relic strength, don't just look at what it does, look at the slots that you can have. So if we're looking at a triangular and square, you can look at this and go, okay, well, I could use Rolling Force. That will give me Ignore Defense. Or if I'm counterattacking a lot, I can use this triangular gemstone. That will add value to the strength. And the reason why I'm saying this isn't as good is because generally the square gemstones don't help you as much for damage. And the effect here is more about damage, I guess. Like, it's in the middle of the bit. It's an okay relic, but it's not as crazy as something else. Like, you know, you've got some things here around buff depletion. It is more about utility-based effects on the square, like taking less damage and doing lots of different things like that. However, the one that I'm trying to call out here is the Cat's Gaze. This legendary relic is by far, I would argue, the strongest relic out of any relic in the game right now. It is stronger than these mythical ones at the moment for damage, specifically for damage. And I would say more often than not, that's where you want to start with, because these other relics will give you a lot of utility. Like Hallowed Hilt, you're kind of taking it just for that 24 speed more than anything else. This Magma Shield's okay, but you might be just taking it for the resistance. The reason why I am calling out Cat's Gaze is it gives you 40% crit damage. It also gives you 2 triangular shapes. Okay, there is no other legendary relic that gives you 2 triangular, and triangulars are by far the more interesting ones for damage, because if you've got someone like a Carnage, someone who counterattacks a lot, someone like the Barbarian Rorik, you can slot 2 of these gemstones 50% twice, so 100% more counterattack damage. That's crazy. If you put that in any counterattack team, something like a with a Valkyrie or an Alaz, you put that on Alaz, every time he counterattacks, 100% more damage. Really, really crazy. You've also got this, 8% chance to get an extra turn. These damage bonuses are great. The next attack after killing is 12% ignore defense. If you've got a Marius, you can stack this up, so you can get 10% every hit additional ignore defense. That's really, really crucial for Chimera. These triangular gemstones are by far the strongest for damage, paired with circular, and you get 2 triangular and a circular, so you could easily have 2 sharpened riposts with a boss slayer. You can have 10% more boss damage, right? So if you want to do it for maybe a bomb champion, you can absolutely take this that's going to give you 10% more damage when you place a bomb here. Bomb debuffs do 10% more damage, and then you can use anything else that you've got here that makes sense for whatever you're doing. For example, you could actually have this double down. So when you're attacking anyone under control, you have a 20% chance, if you get 2 of them, to repeat that attack once. Now, I don't know if it's going to repeat the whole skill or just the attack, but it's interesting. And the reason why I'm also calling it is because it gives you 20% ignore defense. So when we are talking about champions such as Wukong, Sun Wukong is very, very popular in Arena. You can still get him in the free-to-play event. I probably will pick him up. Sun Wukong has this A2, right now that will ignore 50% defense flat. So what you normally do is you get ignore defense, and then you would go get, say, lethal cruel or something of that nature, put 30% with that. That gives you 80%. That's not true damage, and there's a massive difference in that 20%. So what people reliably count on is, will my Helm Smasher hit? Guess what? With this relic, you can remove the need for Helm Smasher. So you always hit true damage. It makes your Wukong significantly more efficient at winning arena battles pretty much all the time. If you hit that with this relic fully maxed out, I don't think much can survive against a well-built Wukong because you're doing true damage. It's very, very powerful. I think this relic might even push us into the realm of insanely OP. So with that being said, I spent a lot of time talking about relics. The reason why I'm calling this out is because acquiring these relics is going to need you to acquire the materials. And right now in the Champion Chase tournament, you've got a guaranteed 100 legendary, which means of the legendary materials, that's going to give you one full legendary only summon. I did a video that I'll post in the, I'll put a little pin at the top here, and I'll also post in the description as well about how the relic distribution works. And generally, you want to match these rarities. So having 100 legendary will give you a pretty good chance of getting a legendary relic. Getting one of those is crucial. If you can get, by the end of this Alice in Wonderland event, which is in like 3 months, about 4 or 5 of those relics, that's great because you can always move them around as you need. But having a relic that you can literally give anyone 20% ignore defense when you're going through very difficult Cintrano stages, when you're doing your Chimera runs, it is massive. It is huge. So I would definitely be taking note whenever you can get these for free. The only downside is they are going to put them as winning tournaments as well. You can see it right now in the Finite tournament, you know, you need to win to get these relics. What I'm going to be doing as an exercise is I'm going to be collecting all of these materials that I can acquire, and I'm going to do a big forging event at the end of the Alice in Wonderland event to see how many did they actually give us. I'm going to try my best to basically win as many as I can within reason. I'm not going to spend thousands and thousands of pounds doing this, but I will do my best to try and win tournaments where I can acquire all the freebies, push it to the best that I can to see how much I could actually acquire reasonably. I will also track spending against this so we can have a bit of a content piece right there. And how much money did it cost to get these relics? So with that being said, we've also got the fusion going on, and I obviously will be doing it. I do think it's a bit of a Hydra specialist, but I actually think he's quite okay. One thing I will say is the epic fusion is by far, this Dawncaller Sabitha is by far the best epic fusion I've seen in 2 years. You get an insanely strong revive. I mean, this is not that far off being as good as Siphi's revive. 100% turn meter with a 2-turn block damage is probably one of the best revives in the game for a single target. You also get an instant cooldown of one of your abilities when you use it, and you get 2 primary buffs that you need. I would recommend anyone who's on the free-to-play pick up one of these epics. It will make a huge difference to your team, so definitely will try to. I don't think you can keep a duplicate, unfortunately, because you can only get 50 extra, but definitely try to pick up one if you're doing the free-to-play. I will try to do, obviously, I will go for Mad Hatter, because I'll get Dawn. I don't really need it on my account, but I'll get it eventually. There's also Summon Pool. I've managed to get 50 Prisms for that, and I have 2 Remnants. So we're going to try and get as high as we can. Let's just have a little look at the Chimera rewards first. Let's see what we've got. The Clash has come up here. We did come number 1 in the Clash. I've always been top chest in Ultra Nightmare. Let's have a look what we're going to get this week. Okay, so we've got 2 fragments, a Legendary Gemstone. Oh, 10% more damage in dungeons. That's great, actually. That's one of the best universal gems in the game. Just can use it anywhere. That's really good. And we got ourselves 1 fragment, no gemstone this time. Okay, not a problem. What do we get in this chest? We got ourselves one. I've got so many of these gemstones. That one is rubbish. And we get 1 here. So I'm getting about 6 fragments every single week. So far I'm up to around about 28. So it feels like I'm progressing pretty good with this fragment. I missed 1 nightmare, which I miscalculated once, but that was unfortunate. Mad Hatter showing up in the shop. We'll probably have some sort of event to get Mad Hatter sold. Well, they always do this for us these days. Does that mean I can craft anything? I can craft some rares. Let's have a look what we get. Let's see if we get anything interesting. Another Death Bell. And then we get another Death Bell. Very disappointing. I don't like mixing rares and legendaries. I said in my video you could. You definitely shouldn't do this because you've got more of an opportunity of not getting a legendary mythical than you do anything else, right? It's even. So I will probably, keep these. I'll probably just do a 4 epic and a 4 legendary for the time being. Okay, so let's get on to some summoning. We have got a ×2 event, I believe right now, a ×2 and a 10 times chance to get the new what I would call the most OP ability in the game, Spirit Calculus. This is probably the most bonkers ability that they've ever added into the game. Equalizing turn meter is a brand new thing. No other champion in the game can do it. Equalizing the health. And what you'll notice with this ability is if you have the champion, you've managed to get him, and you use that, not only does it fill the ally turn meters to the highest, it fills yours. So if you bring someone and you put him at like 300 speed and you bring someone at 299, when you use this ability, it effectively puts everyone's, including his turn meters, back up to that 299 speed. So you're basically giving yourself an extra turn. It's on a, 4-turn cooldown? Or was it 5-turn cooldown? So 5-turn cooldown, you instantly remove it. It's quite insane. It means that you can essentially run a 0-speed champion in arena, make him the fastest, and put someone just below his speed and effectively give them an extra turn, because you will be able to do what you can do with Teox and Calvalax and just artificially give yourself turn meter. This also hits incredibly hard, but you don't even need Night Revenants for this ability. It is insane. Very, very powerful. The only thing is, on a times 10 chance, you're probably not going to get him. So that's the only thing. Let's start with this summoning pool. I would like a Finer, if anything. Falmond or Finer. I don't mind this one either. This would be quite cool. Or even a Wallmaster. There's some cool ones here. I really wouldn't want to get another Kaj of the Rye. I've got plenty of those. And none of the epics are anyone that I'm really looking for a +4 at. Maybe Farrakhan. I think I've got +4s on everyone else. Maybe a Neldor. Generally, this is probably going to be an epic. It's an epic. You learn to expect these. It's an Illusinia. Okay, fine. Awesome. Well, we got past that. I do have some remnants. Might as well pull these right now. We're chasing that legendary. I only ever get mythics from epics from here. I've never had a mythical from this silly system. It's basically champion chase points of about 500 every time you get it. I never get a mythical. It's always epics. It's the most disappointing summoning system in the game. Although that was a void epic, so that's great actually. That's more points. Maybe that's even the first Ostrox Boneglyph I've ever got. It's a very, very strong possibility. Yeah, I've been waiting for this guy for ages, actually. So that's actually a great pull, because he is very good in Hydra for block buffs. One of the few epic options for block buffs. He also has increased accuracy here. Not bad, probably, for Chimera, in the sense that you do need a block buffs champion with an increased accuracy. Increased accuracy is not exactly a very, there's not many champions in the game that can do it. So the ones that can do it with other things, very handy. Probably a little bit too limited for Chimera, but that's actually cool. I don't actually have him, so there's something, but I do find these Remnant summons a little bit disappointing. I've never had a mythical from them, and I know some people that have had loads, which is unfortunate. Okay, let's pull some Sacreds. We've got plenty of space. I'd like to get one legendary, at least one. I don't want to have a video just full of epics. We got another Fenax. I've already got a +4 Fenax, so that's kind of just like food for a champion training event. Another epic. What are we going to get here? We're going to get Melga. Melga, very, very useful for Cursed City of Sintranos. Very useful. Another epic. Shatterbones. Oh, it's going to be a full epic video, isn't it? Surely we can get one legendary. Just one. A Geomancer. Probably still a really big pull. If I got him on the free-to-play, I'd be, laughing. Another epic. Oh, it's painful. We have Thane. Come on, we've got 4. One legendary. Come on. Legendary. Oh, no. Not Knock the Paralyzer. I do have a 6-star soul for Knock the Paralyzer, and I do have another Knock the Paralyzer. He is a great ally protector, but he's a little bit of an early game champion. He's a bit like some of the Doom Tower champions. By the time you get them, you kind of already have passed the requirement, and I feel like he's one of these. He's an ally protection with continuous heal. If I got him on the free-to-play, I'd be absolutely over the moon, because he's a great poisoner, he's a great ally protector. Could have some usage in Chimera with a decreased accuracy, but generally I think he's an alright legendary. He's alright. He's nothing crazy, but he's okay. Can we get another one, or is that all we're going to get? Tagoa, pretty good champion there. What else have we got? We've got a Terror Beast, one more Sacred. We do have one from the tag team we can get. We're going to get the tag team one. There's a Ruella, still an absolute top tier epic Ruella. How far away are we from the legendary? I want at least the legendary materials, at a minimum. Oh, we are quite a far away there. We're probably going to have to really push the boat out to try and get that one. We can obviously burn some things in terms of the portal. I'll burn this one right now. Burn it. Let's see if we get something useful. Another epic. How disappointing. A Mordecai. Oof, that is brutal. That's not really got us to the legendary materials that I need. I will try to get at least this one. At least this one. We're about... Was that 2 extra 50 points? So we're about 2,000, 1,900 points. That's a lot to try and chase, to be honest. Really, from this system. Like, that's a lot to chase because I can obviously pull out legendaries here. I can pull out a bells if I want to. We can obviously pull the Sabbathers as well, Void Epics. That's actually something really to take note of. I could probably get from this Dungeon Divers event, I've nearly finished it, another Sabbather fragment. That's 350 points. I don't think we can get more than one of those, though, because, like, this 25 here, I've already done the Fire Knight one. We'll be able to pick up 2 more there, so that's 50, 75. Is there another event starting before the Champion Chase finishes? Let's have a look. Yes, there's an artifact enhancement event that starts after this one. So this one will finish tomorrow, and there's one that starts on Sunday. So if you blast that on Sunday, you should be able to get yourself 3, I believe. No, 2 guarantees, right? So I've got 75 right now. I haven't done the Dungeon Divers Champion Training, and I haven't done the 2 tournaments here. So there's 4 there, and I need 25 more. The champion, so you'll be able to get 2 times 350 points. So that should give you 700 points on top. So that should get me close. It's still not going to be enough. I'm probably going to have to see if I might have to pull something out the portal. But I never expected to get the legendary Unity guy. I'll wait maybe for Prism Pool. We'll see what he comes up with. Like, they'll probably do a dedicated Prism Pool on him. They always do. I'd expect as well they'll do a dedicated Prism Pool on the Queen of Hearts. But there we go, guys. That is the end of the video. I will be playing tonight, or this video might come out tomorrow. I haven't quite figured out. Depends how quickly I can get it edited. I will be starting my free-to-play account. We will be live streaming it. It might even be that I've already live streamed it. So this could be like a bit of an Inception situation that you're getting the message in the past or in the future in the past. I don't really know. It's been a week. But I will be playing it. I will probably be doing some videos over the free-to-play series. It's going to be different this year. We're going to have a much better time than last year. Last year, I got the worst epic pulls in the world. This year, we can use legendaries. So hopefully, we can just power through and have a lot more fun this year. Last year, I found it very, very difficult because I got the worst epics in the world. But there we go, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you keep an eye on these relics. They're very important. You know, try to get yourself some of these ignore defense. Even if you get yourself 1 or 2, it's all you really need. You can move it around. Don't miss out because they are the best relics in the game. I'll catch you guys in the next video.